My name is Chemptai. I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2015. That time I was 29 years. My first reaction was I laughed. Actually, I laughed pretty hard, and the docs thought that I was going crazy. So I remember that day. It was months previously because I'd been having ovarian cysts that had been disturbing for quite some time, quite some years, I think since high school, and they were giving me very painful cramp. Now in 2014, that's when they started becoming very painful. I remember I couldn't walk for a reasonable distance, let's say, without feeling that pain, and so I went to the doc. The doc told me it had grown big, and they needed to do an operation on it. And so the operation was done in 2014. I think it's because they never did a lot of tests into it, or they never thought much into it. But 3 months later, I was in very painful abdominal pain, in fact on the left side. And I called the doc and told the doc, you guys, whatever it is that you removed, you placed something totally crazy, because now I can't even do anything on my own. So the doc told me, I booked an appointment and I went back. And so ongoing, they did some scans, and I just looked at the face of the doc during that time, and I knew it wasn't good news. But you know, the docs, they usually say, now I'm not sure, I'm not certain about this thing that I'm seeing here, but we'll need to have a biopsy on this thing. And then I consult some colleagues of mine, because I can't understand this. But I could see in his eyes that he was trying so much not to tell me what really was. And so 3 days later, I get a call, my tests are back, and this time the doc tells me, come with somebody. And I'm like, okay, mostly I'm called a lone ranger, and so me being told come with somebody else, I think I just had to defy, because it's me. And so I went, I saw the doc, and the doc told me, now Carol, did you come alone? We need somebody to share this news. So I just told the doc, unless it's a pregnancy positive, that's what I can share with somebody else, but if it's anything else, I think I can handle it. And so the doc told me, we are sorry, but we've done tests, we've confirmed it is cancer cells that are spreading. And I'm like, oh, what? Really? And I laughed big time, very, very, very big laugh. And the doc told me, are you sure you're okay? Okay, we need to get somebody, get me a nurse, get me a counselor. We need somebody to talk to Carol here. And I'm like, don't worry, I'm okay. So I tell the doc, okay, you hold on to the tests, I'm coming back. I think it wasn't sounding so real that I had cancer, because by then, I think years back then in 2011, I had helped a close friend of mine, a sister of mine, who had gone through it, and the process was just painful. It was painful, and me thinking that I'll have to go through that. It's not that I thought I'm too special not to go through it, but now after the laughter, I now came telling God, now why do you allow this to happen? Huh? Not that I'm special of a kind, but I mean, why now that I've come back to you and not then when I was out there? So are you trying to punish me or something? So that is now the second reaction that I had. It was very painful. I remember I would cry myself in bed tonight, because how is that even possible? So after some few days, I realized, no, I can't be sick. So I'm ditching my dog and going to find another dog who will tell me something totally different. And so I never went back for my first results. So they kept calling day 2, day 3, but I couldn't bring myself to go for them. So I ditched my dog and I went to find another dog who will tell me, you are not sick. And guess what? A week later, the same results came back, and I wasn't able to laugh as much as I laughed the first time. This time I laughed a bit and I cried a bit. I think the realization dawned on me that, Carol, this is real and this is what we are fighting. And so my question to the doc was, how long do I have to live? And the doc told me, no, you don't have to say that. People have survived. And I'm like, okay, you give me a statistics of people who have survived. And it tells me that, okay, not many have survived, but people have survived. So nikamwambia, okay, my probability of survival is, which number have you treated? Against which number have you lost? And the doc just looked at me and he just knew that I'd lost it then. I left the doctor's place, and I'm not that kind of person who will take a cab from Gong Road to Kitengela. But that day I think I did. That day I did. And all through I kept crying, just telling God, okay, if you wanted to take me, I think you should have taken me back then. You didn't have to wait for this long. I mean, my son has grown. He was 4 or 5 years old. And you want to take me? You're being so cruel. You're being so cruel. At some point I was even suicidal because I was thinking, all that costs, where will I get it? And if I don't get that kind of money to get treatment, does it mean that I'm going to die? And that day I didn't report to work, so I just went straight home. And the following day when I was in the office, I just sat down and I made a decision. I'm going to drain all my finances. So I had some cash in the circle. I had some cash with some few savings in the bank, some few small kidogo businesses. And when I did a countdown, they were not even summing up to 100 G's. So, and I'm like, okay, the doc is telling me I need 1 point something to get total treatment. And everything of mine, it's not even almost to 100. And then I started thinking, okay, my friends, I still have 850 to raise. Where will I raise that kind of money? And I just told God, you know what? If you've decided to take me, okay, we don't have to be very cruel. Let's just do this. I will just give away my life. This amount of money, I will put it together. And I was serving as a customer care in a real estate firm then. And that day afternoon, a client came. And she was having 3 kids. And her house had been locked. And she was very smiling. And then I'm like, what wenyewe wanapitia. So she talked to me in a very friendly way, and I just told her, sio wewe peke yako unapitia. Hata wengine ukiwaona wako kazi, it's not like they're happy. Then she just told me something that, hata kama unapitia nini, there is a God in heaven. Na God hawezi akakuruhusu ukapitia kitu that you will not overcome it. And so after I'd served her and she left, it kept ringing on my mind that God cannot make you go through something that you cannot overcome. He knows how much that you can handle. And so I came to a new dawn. But there's always that voice that tells you, what makes you think that what you're going through is destined by God? And so I was in doubt by the end of the day again. So the following day I decided I'm writing a resignation letter. I did resign from my post, and I took the money that I had in the circle, and I took the money that I had in the bank, and I decided if my son is going to remember me for anything, let him remember Mom took me to places. If he never gets to go to those places, he'll remember Mom took me to those places. And that's what I did. I took my money, paid the school fees up front. I remember from Friday we'll just have a leisurely drive anywhere. We went to Mombasa, went to Baringo, went to Naivasha, because I just wanted him to, if anything, to always remember that. Is it Mom loved me really? No. That I had fun moments with Mom. Even if Mom is no longer there, I had fun moments there. So in my mind, I had already sentenced that I'm going to die. Because technically, if you don't have money to treat yourself, time will come that you'll be no more. And since I didn't want to wait to use the money that I had to, yeah, I think it was very stupid of me because I used all my reserves to have that good time, and it never came to pass. As you can see, I'm here telling a testimony. Okay, in our family we don't. Okay, until then I didn't know we had a history of cancer. So yeah, until recently is when I realized that my grandma is the one who had been diagnosed. But now the not knowing part that there was anybody in my family, it really did affect me, because I was telling God, then why did you just choose me in my family to be the first bearer of it? So yeah, I think ignorance, maybe. And maybe back then they never talked about it, because if they had talked about it, I would have been encouraged that somebody in my family had survived. Okay, though my friend did survive, but you see, in a moment of a cloudy moment, you don't remember those happy days. You don't remember the good testimonies that surround you. For some reason, the testimony that just comes to your mind is the testimony that this is doom. This is doom. In fact, if somebody comes, if a doctor, like my case, a doc called a lady who had just survived a few months, I told the doc, stop orchestrating testimonies for me. I know my fate. So it's just a natural feeling that you feel that ni wewe peke yako ndo unapitia here and you don't want to talk about it. I never talked about it, I think, until 2017. That's when I told people this is what I'm ailing from and this is what I'm suffering. So those are 2 years that I wasted not talking about it. And maybe I could have saved a few friends along the line, but maybe this is the time.